Today, we are diving into one of the most powerful tools you have in your career toolkit. We're talking about personal branding. So let's jump right in.
Everything we're going to talk about really comes down to this one question. The world is crowded, right? There are so many people out there with skills just like yours. So how do you possibly stand out? How do you become the person who lands that client, gets that job, or snags that opportunity?
And here's the answer. It's actually pretty simple. Anyone can learn the skills you have. They can replicate what you do. But what they can't copy is you. Your unique personality, your journey, your perspective, that's your real competitive advantage. And building a personal brand is just how you communicate that advantage to the world. So why is this such a big deal right now? Well, it's because the world doesn't just run on money anymore. It runs on something way more valuable. It runs on trust. Get this. A massive 81% of consumers say they need to trust a brand before they'll even think about buying from it. And let's be honest, in a world where we're all a bit skeptical of big corporations, who do we trust? We trust people. Your personal brand is how you build that essential person-to-person trust, but at scale. And the data on this is just staggering. Look at this chart. When you post something from a personal account, it gets that's 8 times more engagement than the exact same content posted by a corporate brand. That's not a small difference. That is a game changer. It means more visibility, more conversations, and ultimately more opportunities. And that visibility creates this incredible ripple effect. First, you become what I like to call an opportunity magnet. Suddenly, clients, recruiters, and partners start coming to you. Second, it's the best career insurance you can possibly have. Your reputation follows you wherever you go. It's an asset you own. And finally, when people see you as an expert, you get to command premium prices for your work. You can charge what you're actually worth. Okay, so we get the why. It's clearly important, but now let's break down the what. Personal brand gets thrown around a lot, but what is it really? What are the pieces that make it up? At its heart, personal branding is just this. It is the intentional process of managing your reputation. Now, the key word there is intentional. This isn't about being fake or creating some kind of persona. It's about being strategic and authentic, making sure the way people see you lines up with who you really are and the value you bring to the table. So, the first piece of the puzzle is your expertise. This is your foundation. You've got to ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? What's the specific problem that I am uniquely good at solving for other people? This is the what you do. But your what isn't enough. Next up are your values. What principles guide you? What do you stand for? See, when you share your values, you're not just attracting customers, you're attracting allies. You're finding people who connect with their mission on a much, much deeper level. And finally, we have the secret ingredient, the thing that makes you, your personality and your story. How you talk, the unique journey you've been on, the failures you've learned from. This is what makes you human. This is what makes you memorable and sets you apart from literally everyone else. All right, so we get the why and the what. Now for the fun part. Let's get really practical and talk about how you can start building your brand like today. We can break it down into 3 really simple steps. First, you got to define. You can't build a house without a blueprint, right? So get super clear on your expertise, your values, and who you want to help. Second, audit. Go ahead, Google yourself. What does the internet say about you? Does that story match the one you just defined? This shows you where you're starting from. And third, create and share. This is where the magic happens. You start consistently putting content out there that proves your expertise and genuinely helps people. Now for that first step, defining your identity, clarity is everything. And this little fill-in-the-blank sentence is an absolute game changer. It forces you to get incredibly specific about who you help, what result you give them, and what makes your way of doing it special. Seriously, this one sentence can become the North Star for everything you do. If you want to see how powerful this is in the real world, just look at the story of Aisha, a young designer in Senegal. She started using TikTok, but not just to show off her finished clothes. She shared her entire creative process. She told the stories of the local artisans she worked with. And by sharing that authentic, valuable journey, she built a massive following and landed a huge partnership with a boutique. That's branding in action. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important section. Because building a great brand isn't just about shouting your message from the rooftops. It's about building real, genuine, human connections. There's a really powerful mindset for this that comes from the African philosophy of Ubuntu. It means I am because we are. It's this beautiful idea that shifts your focus away from what can I get and toward what can I give. It's about understanding that we're all connected and my success is tied up in your success. When you adopt that Ubuntu mindset, it completely changes how you approach networking. You move away from this transactional model where you're just collecting contacts like trading cards, and you move toward relational networking. This is all about investing in real, long-term relationships that are built on helping each other out. And trust me, that's where the real magic happens. A true masterclass in this comes from Fred Swaniker, the founder of the African Leadership Academy. He built his entire brand, his entire life's work, around one single focused mission: developing the next generation of African leaders. By picking a niche and just dominating it with value, he built an institution that has a massive global impact. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. The truth is, you already have a personal brand, right now. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. The only question is, are you going to be the one to intentionally shape it, or are you just going to leave your most valuable career asset completely up to chance?